Okay, so welcome to our session number, are we up to? 118.
That's what I thought we were on to.
Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 10. It is the 19th day of the 4th month of the year 1011.
Day 19, okay.
Day 19. We have had a couple of apologies from Ariadna, Mark, Ross, Izzy, and Sue, so they will hopefully be joining us next session. Currently at the table we have Gary.
Hi everyone, I'm playing Anton, the Traladaran warlock, who's all on his own apart from Proshka. Wondering where everybody went. Proshka being...
Yeah, Proshka is quite cute.
Yes, and so, yeah. Well, where did everyone go?
Okay, so as a recap, the characters have travelled out to the northern reaches region of Vestland, to the city of Norvik. That is correct. City of Norvik. I kept wanting to say D for some reason, but I knew that wasn't right. They went on a couple of side quests to speak to all the elemental cultists.
Yes, we spoke to all the elemental cultists.
Managed to get a artifact from each of the parents of the primal titans.
Yes, and I have the green apple.
And the artifacts were quite important because by using the artifacts they were able to get the attention of the primal titans and emote them to go home.
That's right, and we persuaded them all to go back to the Isle of Dread, I think it's called.
That is correct. At which point all the artifacts had been expended.
Ah, so we don't have them anymore.
We do not have them anymore.
Okay, all right, cross that one off. And what you were telling me out of session, the seasons are back.
Yes, and you had just gathered and were figuring out what to do next as time shifted.
Okay. Now, not as everyone disappeared, but time has shifted too.
Time has shifted, and Anton is standing in Norvik with Drazzle.
Oh, hi Drazzle, I thought I was on my own.
Just the two of you standing there, looking at the fact that it's full-blown spring, there's flowers and growth everywhere. These stalls are full of fresh food, which weren't here previously. They were living off the results of the previous harvest.
So we must have succeeded, Drazzle. Did you have anything to do with this, by the way?
Well, those are just nods.
Okay.
He tries not to say too much because he has mentioned in the past that if he speaks about the future, he has to make that future happen.
What about speaking about the past?
Sometimes that's his future.
All right, okay. Well, all right. Well, we saw things are better than they were. There's still the master out there in his enormous army, but at least the seasons are back in sync. That's something.
And you realize that for the last few weeks, technically, you were the first one here with Drazzle, and the others have not technically made it here yet.
Oh.
So all those quests you went off to speak to the various elemental guilds happened in the previous timeline.
Okay, now this has been a mess with my head.
So everything from when you headed over here from Redran till now has basically been you spending time investigating Norvik and having all this time to yourself and Drazzle.
Okay, all right.
And it's one of the few times you've actually interacted a lot with Drazzle.
Okay.
Even though he's more one or two word answers.
Yeah, well, I'm getting used to that. It's a bit of one-sided conversation that goes on here, but...
Also didn't help that each night you dreamed of leading an undead horde in the Grand Duchy of Karamikos, fighting someone known as the Ashen King.
The Ashen King?
And you are under the command of someone known as Bargle the Infamous.
Bargle the Infamous?
Yep.
You ever heard of anyone called the Ashen King, Drazzle?
He has.
Okay. Have I ever heard of anyone called the Ashen King?
You have not.
Okay, all right. I think somebody's getting into my head here, and Don't know what I can do about it, but I'm just going to keep that to one side for the moment.
And what you realize is the Black Knight has been summoned to Karamikos.
Okay, what does that mean?
You do not know. But someone has summoned the spirit linked to your helm.
Okay.
Which may be your future you.
No, it's not going to be a future, mate. There's just somebody else playing silly buggers is all it. Okay, I bet it's got something to do with the Duke of Karamikos. I'm sure he's got a lot to do with this. But
Well, it's due to the advisor to the Baron of the Black Eagle Barony. Bargle the Infamous is his court wizard.
okay.
And he is...
The Black Eagle Barony.
The Black Eagle Barony. The most hated barony of Karamikos.
Okay.
Let's just say if you could have massacred a bunch of people, you would have chosen that place to do it in.
Well, like I've already got enough blood on my hands. I'm not going to do that again. That's what I'm trying to avoid doing. I'm trying to avoid that problem. Okay. I wonder what we're supposed to do next. Should we be talking to Redrian at some point?
Neither you or Drazzle have Redrian staff. So you've
we
been
have-
waiting for someone from Redrian to show up and give you guidance. They were supposed to have been
Do you
here
like
about a
playing
month ago.
cards, Drazzle? I got a set of cards.
He's always happy to play cards, except the problem is he most often knows the outcome.
Okay. All right. So there's no fun in it for you then if you know what's going to happen. The fun is in actually, the uncertainty. That's what makes the game fun. All right. Okay. That doesn't sound like a great thing to do. So we're waiting for everyone else to turn up.
He's great at doing those magic card tricks where you have to be able to see what card is being lifted.
Okay.
And he can do that no matter who lifts the card or shuffles the deck.
All right, I'll remember that. I'll remember that. We might be able to make some money out of this. We might be able to make some money out of this. We might be able to fool some idiots into thinking that it's really easy by you saying it all the time and then them failing. This is a money-making story.
Drazzle thinks there are easier ways to make money.
Yeah, but we've got time. You ever seen Waiting for Godot? Time's what we got. That's probably the only thing we got at the moment.
It's one of the few times you've actually had relaxation time waiting for people to show up.
Yeah, okay.
But you have
Do they have a
heard...
seaside resort around here?
They do have a seaside resort. They are offering to take you out there.
Okay. What do we know about the seaside resort?
It's out on the islands. It's obviously going to be such a beautiful place to go out to.
What's the weather like? Is it going to be warm?
It is springtime, so stormy.
Oh, okay. I prefer sunshine.
As it is very much dedicated to places like Thor and Odin, the storm is considered a good omen.
I think we'll leave that for others.
But you do believe that Drazzle has signed you up on a Viking crew because you said you wanted to get out and about.
Did you have to do that, Drazzle?
He nodded.
Do you know how much use I will be on a boat?
He just pats you on the arm and says, you learn.
Yeah, learn. Look, I thought it established I like to keep my feet on the ground. I thought we'd established that. We'd made that really clear.
He is happy with water.
Yeah, you might be happy with water. I got to admit, it's better than flying.
Drazzle not like flying much.
Good. Why don't you speak up when everyone talks about us all flying somewhere?
You feel blasphemous and you should go back to the corner.
Drazzle's in my corner on this, not flying everywhere. I like riding in his cart.
Okay, so Em, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I know your unbelievable cleric wizard. Yeah, and Josh is not yet, so you can't yell at me. Yes. We took some titans, and by the sounds of it, we have the season back, question mark. And we're on a Viking ship.
That sounds like you've got yourself caught up to speed.
Awesome. Fantastic. Easy done.
So, quick question for you. What are your attuned items?
What are my attuned items? Drift clothes, circlet of intelligence, my mother's arrow, sorry, my golden arrow, drift cloak, golden arrow, circle of intelligence. Is that 3?
That's 3 out of 5.
Trying to remember here, my brain's not working. The spear from the Felial Knights, which I can never remember its name, which is really unfortunate because it's written on my character sheet and I don't have it in front of me right now.
I believe it's Windbane.
Windbane, that's one. And there is a 5th one. I think it's one of my elven arrows of returning.
Well, technically, as long as you've got your mother's book, your mother's arrow attuned, the other arrows auto-attuned to you.
Oh, they auto-attune? Okay, well then I have a spare attuning slot.
I would recommend a suit of armor of some sort.
A suit of armor of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have in mind?
Well, considering you have
you
have absolutely no armor on your character whatsoever. Okay, what has Drazzle got that no one's taken? Okay, so there are a couple of actual magical armors you could take. There is the fishery-friendly armor, which is a breastplate from the region. There is an elven chain shirt, which is considered light armor.
I think I can wear any, because being cleric, I think I can wear definitely armor.
And there's also a shield.
I haven't ever really used a shield before, and I'm pretty sure the spear is two-handed, as well as my bow being two-handed, so it's kind of never gone with the shields.
Mm-hmm. But there's also a hand axe of returning available, so you can do a few different fighting styles.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Okay.
Zal has become a buff cleric. I think when I redid my I need to double check to see if I did it right, but when I redid my stats, I put a whole bunch into strength so I could actually use the spear, and then I have never used the spear since I did that because we really haven't had a combat that I could use it.
No combat's a good
So,
thing.
do you prefer a chain shirt or a breastplate?
I think I have a breastplate at the moment. I'm just trying to get my character sheet up because my phone had uninstalls. Google Sheets because I haven't used it in a while. Where am I? Where is my it's all the way down the bottom because it was already. Notes. Equipment.
So I do have a cloak here that may suit Anton better, the Cloak of Shadows, because it's all about hiding your appearance.
Okay, I've already got a cloak.
You've got 2 cloaks at the moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which one I'm wearing. Which one am I wearing? I've got it written down here. If I can just find it, I'm wearing the grey cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And the other cloak is... Actually, I've only got one cloak listed. Grey cloak.
For Mountain, I believe I'm currently wearing just a basic breastplate.
Yeah, so I will put the magic one on you instead then.
Okay.
So it is item T103.
Sorry, I missed that.
Item T103.
T103.
And also the item W094.
I'm on
Flying out.
W094.
Yep, and the last one is W088. So you might want to look up what type of shield you'd like that shield to be, because whoever gets the shield first gets to pick the type of shield, as there are light, medium, heavy, and tower shields.
Okay.
Oh wow, okay. Sorry, what was the last number again?
Where is it again?
088?
W088.
88. Nice.
It's all 3 digits, so I can have them all line up in order when I need to.
Mm.
Yeah.
But when it's on a person, I've sorted it alphabetical to make it easier to find your items.
Yeah.
But they are getting better details put on them. So, Em, what you missed out on was that Anton and Drazul have been in Norvik for about a month or so, waiting for other people to show up.
And we were getting lonely, at least I was getting lonely.
Because time shifted and the rest of you never made it to Norvik. Never made it to Norvik.
Until now.
And you've apparently just arrived in Norvik almost a month after you were due here.
Oh wow, okay.
You must have had fun in the meantime.
Who knows?
You're not quite sure what's happened because you have all these memories of dealing with the Primal Titans. And then you found yourself in Durakan City and realized that, crap, I was supposed to be in the Northern Reaches.
How far back are we talking? Like, have I been back to my homestead? Do I still have the gift that I gave why is my brain not working today? Why? There's so many places.
It's like
Holiday mode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, essentially, how far back have we gone? That will.
So, time hasn't gone backwards. You're still at the same day you were at the previous session, just that all the things you did, you didn't do. Because that was done in a different timeline.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well, I check for the item that I made my partner and see if that is, that not be.
Okay, so you remember that you've actually spent over a month with your partner working with the orphans. Because you felt that was more important than going out and getting an army. You thought you thought the others could handle that without you. Till it turns out everyone else was doing their own thing.
Oh.
thinking that the rest of the party could continue on without them. And Anton and Drazul went to Norvik expecting the party to arrive, and they didn't get the staff to talk to Redrian arrive with them.
Yeah.
So they've been waiting for someone to show up to tell them what to do, and that's basically their version of what history has changed to.
Yeah, and
Right.
having trouble finding, we're running out of things to do here. There's not that many touristy spots in Norvik.
And the celebration was a little muted this year because they weren't trying to bring on the harvest like they did the previous year. Because if there was no growth, they were trying to appease their gods by throwing the biggest festival ever.
I do remember that festival.
And that festival didn't happen this year.
Okay.
It was more muted.
More muted, okay.
So you couldn't quite do the same things you did last time.
What about your axe beak? What's it been up to?
I presume running around my homestead.
Not eating orphans, I hope.
No, it's better than that.
He's been playing hide and peck with the orphans.
Hide and peck.
Yeah. I presume it's also been playing with Artemis and Actually, no, I wouldn't play with Artemis because Artemis actually like detests my axe speed. With Atlas, because Atlas tosses him up in the air, because that's a fun game.
He does like playing with your flying griffin. But now you've made it all the way up to Norvik, and apparently you're the only the second team member to arrive, as Drazzle was here long before Anton.
So I have memories of two timelines. I have memory of doing all this stuff, and then I have memory of spending quality time at my homestead with the orphans and my farm.
You do.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
But it does mean that none of the elemental cults are currently on your side.
Oh, so we have to do that all again?
Well, you're no longer trying to get the talk to the elemental rulers because you don't need to find out that information anymore. You've already done that in the other timeline.
That's true, but we still want them outside, don't we?
You do, but you hadn't technically gotten them on your side during that challenge either. You'd done the challenge to get the rulers to talk to you.
Yes.
And so you could have taken over control of each of the different sects, but luckily Anton didn't accidentally end up as ruler and have to hand it back.
I did keep my own thing though, didn't I?
You do still
I
have
mean, like-
everything.
Okay.
Go ahead, Em.
Nothing. I was just gonna say, because we were wanting to win them over to our side as well, as well as the Primal Titans, but the Primal Titans took precedence, obviously.
They did. And now you've managed to send them home. They managed to end up home before they technically left.
Okay, what kind of paradox did that cause? Oh wait, I know what paradox that caused. I have two memories.
And from what you know, Calcrix has gone off to help placate and teach the Primal Titans.
Oh, cool.
So you're not sure if or when Calcrix will return.
Okay. And how she'll return? She might return leading an army of titans.
My baby dragon's drawing will grow it out.
But that's part of the reason all the seasons are now back in place. The sun's now rising correctly. And the tides and seasons have all reset. What you hadn't realized was if you had continued down the direction you were going, by the time you hit summer, people were going to start dying of mass starvation.
No, I hadn't actually realised that. I was really worried, and that's why I was thinking that a bag that produces endless cookies.
Well, no, this is why we prioritize the. Well, Red Room was like, this needs to be fixed because that reason.
And wasn't it also that the Master was draining power from the Primal Titans? So hopefully he's not draining power from them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, he's not draining power from them. The seasons are back in step. Something else.
So you do remember that the Master now knows about Calcrix.
How's that?
Yeah.
The Master and Calcrix ended up having a conversation.
I mean, but okay. But how is that the significance of it is what I'm trying to get at.
Significance is that the Master now knows someone's exists that probably shouldn't be existing.
i.e. somebody who is a dragon and all dragons have gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a dragon that Spirit had entered his domain.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? Was that on Tuesday?
That was on the Friday night, last session.
Oh. I don't remember that.
When the last primal fighter was being spoken to,
right.
it was hunting the Master, because the Master still had part of its essence.
Okay.
Yes.
And we now have
We didn't really have a choice but to put Calverts in there, though.
And we now have a Josh back.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm Josh. I play Chevelle the Paladin.
And it actually all went through because it was more muted.
Yeah, well, it was more quiet because I can't really be screaming in this house at the moment.
Well, small houses with little kids in them really don't like a lot of shouty shout at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so Chevelle is a little confused about what's happening because you've just arrived in Norvik, having spent the last month or so back in Ethengar, when you thought you'd spent all that time in Norvik previously speaking to all the elemental rulers. You've now got a memory of doing that and spending the last month and a half at home.
No.
Deep in the politics of the Khan's court.
Oh, the Khan's court. Yay.
Yes. And apparently you had to exercise your authority so often that you forget what it's like to not have to tell people what they shouldn't be doing.
Yes. That said, this sounds awfully a lot like PTSD, ordering people around kind of deal.
Yes, you became the fun police for over a month.
No, of course I did.
Well, it's either that or have people play mean-spirited practical jokes that would start a war.
Yeah.
So yes, it has been an interesting time for you, and you finally made it by horseback across the north of the known world into the region and arrived on horseback this day.
Okay. You've just been... Okay. So a sweaty horse. Well, Drazel and I have seen all the sites of Norvik, and there aren't many of them, I'm telling you.
But they've been to all the monasteries, they've been to all the temples, they've had communion with each of the priests.
Oh, okay.
Well, with Drazel around, they always are willing to...
So they tolerate me, even the air people. Okay.
Basically, he's a cleric, they want to get on side, so he just drags you along with him.
Okay. So I can be as offensive as I like.
You can be as offensive as you like, and Drazel says nothing.
Tempting.
But you've had probably your biggest experience of the Norse religion you've ever had.
Okay.
Where they've all tried to convince you of the reasons to join their cults.
I'm already in the cult of the Black Earth. How many more cults can I join?
Well, Loki's cult was a little appealing.
Okay. What is Loki up to?
Loki's always about teaching people the folly of their ways through tricks and mischief.
Okay.
But rarely is it nice.
Yeah, alright.
But, of course, he says it's always for their own good, whether they know it or not.
Okay. How's Drazel respond to all this? Is he just passive with it?
He writes notes.
Okay.
He took it as a learning opportunity.
Okay. Spying. What is he writing?
He's basically writing names, histories, people, beliefs.
Alright, okay.
Anton looking over his shoulder.
waving over his shoulder.
He adds that comment in there too.
Okay, good.
He seems to be writing whatever's going on.
Okay.
And the dates. Always the dates.
Always the dates. Okay.
Which then you realise sometimes the dates have been written over 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, well, dates seem to change. That's one thing we've discovered. Dates aren't fixed. So that makes some sense.
But he seems to have each version written in his book.
Yeah, this would be a very interesting book if anyone could actually read it.
Oh, they can, but then they're suddenly bound by prophecy.
Yeah, don't like the sound of that.
Well, when you're bound by prophecy, you have to make that prophecy happen.
Yeah, definitely don't like the sound of that. Glad that's your burden, Drazzle, not mine.
Which is why he never tells people what's in the book.
Yeah.
Because if he states it out loud, then he has to make it happen. He can write about it. He just can't tell anyone.
Okay. Still curious to read the book one day, but we'll put that to one side. Does anyone have the staff, Redrian staff? You take that as a no. No one's got it.
So does Zal or Cheval have it?
Cheval has it. Cheval's always had it.
And so Cheval took it into the Ethengar steppes for a month and a half, away from the rest of the party, so no wonder no one can communicate with Redrian.
Okay.
Yep. No one reminded Cheval. It's like, oh, we need that to communicate with Redrian. So Cheval's like, I'm gonna take it. This is now mine.
Cheval, you actually ride a horse. Don't you also fly? I thought you flew.
Yeah, I'm an archangel.
He has wings.
But it rides a horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Means he doesn't have to have his flaming wings out all the time, especially now that rain's returned.
Okay.
I already scream paladin in people's faces at the moment, so I don't need more attention.
I think even riding around with flaming wings, even if they're folded, will draw attention.
Well, the wings are only there when he wants them. She
Oh,
wants them.
okay.
And enough water can put them out.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Okay.
There are always drawbacks to some bonuses. Okay, so... So yes, you're just found out that Druzzle has signed you all up to a small excursion out into the islands of Ostland.
I think this is Drazzle's idea of a holiday. I've already commented that I prefer to be on foot, not on bloody boats.
So, not long after you arrive, you find that all your mounts have been safely tucked away into Redrian's Knight's Rivet Inn, and you've been encouraged to take what you need on a boat with you, because you'll have to carry whatever you take.
I already carry everything I take. I don't have that much.
And before you have any idea what's happening, you'll find yourself sitting in a Viking longboat, manning a set of oars.
What? You want me to row? All right. Not going to be much help here.
As you look around you, there's a whole bunch of other people who don't seem to be too sure of themselves. Most of them are a lot younger. Looks like a lot of 16-year-olds.
Okay.
All excited to be Viking warriors. And most of them still at 16 above Anton's height.
Okay. I'm not that short.
Well, most of the people from Traldara hit between 4 and 4.5 feet in height.
Do
to
they?
5 feet.
I know, that's the first I've heard of that.
So if you get to 5 feet in height, you're considered quite tall amongst them.
Okay.
whereas a lot of the, if you've got northern reaches descent, 6 foot is an average.
Okay, well, I'm used to be since I've been in Norfolk for a while. I'm used to being surrounded by tall people. Well, okay. If we're going to rely on oars, we're not going to go very far. Very far.
The oars are getting them away from the dock. Doesn't matter how clumsy everyone is. Eventually, people get into the rhythm of trying to look productive, or get a hit on the back of the head by someone going up and down hitting a drum. Encouraging rhythm through strikes.
I don't like your idea of holidays, Drazzle. This feels like a slave ship.
Well, you're not chained to the oars.
Yeah, I suppose.
And it is possible to jump over the side if you really wanted to.
To quote somebody else, the buffest cleric turned man is going to pull his weight.
You mean the failed ranger is going to pull their weight?
Well, I haven't got a lot of weight to pull, so...
Jessel helps a lot.
Does he? Okay, good.
For him, the oars are rather fragile.
Okay. Isn't this supposed to be balanced? Aren't you supposed to have about the same on both sides?
You do.
Okay.
There's about 3 people per oar.
Okay.
And there are 3 seats on each side, and there's a walkway down the middle.
Okay, it's just a pretty big longboat.
Mm-hmm. It's their standard longboat for deep sea travel.
Okay.
Anything smaller than this would be taken out by a wave.
Yeah.
They have some of their shallow boats, but they're not as good as their dragon boats. And the shallow ones can make it onto lakes. This one a little too much of a keel to make it onto a lake. But it does head out to sea with, once it clears the bay, they drop sails, and once the wind picks up enough, you don't have to oar as much.
Okay.
The oars get raised up. The hard work was getting it out of the cove.
Oh, that was bloody hard work.
And you can see the ship making good headway out into the Isles of Ostland.
Where are we going, Razzle?
Work, he says.
Cryptic as usual.
Okay, so you hear from the people on the boat that you've signed up for a small journey into the waters. They're sure that you will know and become great warriors in their cause.
So we're going on a kids' summer camp, is that it?
Very much so. A lot of these people are wanting to be adventurer wannabes. So
Everyone get your scout badges ready.
And
My first one is fire making badge.
so you are on a quite a good ship at the moment.
Martin, I was just going to say, can the 40-year-old cleric put everyone to shame?
You can pretty much man the oar yourself.
Can I sit on your bench, please?
You didn't realize you're still getting it wrong. He's the 40-year-old failed ranger.
Well, I mean, technically, I still am in ranger garb, or rangerish garb. I just have holy symbols all over my belt, my drift globe. I've got an arrow on my back. I've got a spear. I'm a bit of a hodgepodge.
And you see most of the kids around you, because that's as far as you can think of them, because it's been 12 years since you started adventuring.
Oh, gee.
That's a long time in a world like this for humans.
So technically, I'm me and Cheval are like old veterans.
And these guys are and girls are on their first quest.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Strike up a conversation with one of them. Well, so where do you think we're going?
Okay, so
You can have some more use. Yeah, I put more asparagus in there.
he is confused about the conversation about Ukes. He's sure that was his brother's cousin.
Oh,
sorry about that.
But apparently Ukes has joined the crew as well.
okay.
Which I'm sure just made me confused.
The demi-floof of Ukes.
But there are 10 youths on board,
Mm-hmm.
though there are technically adults in their culture.
Yep. Okay. You young adults. Well, strike up a conversation. Find out what I can about them, where we're going, what we're doing.
Most of them haven't got a clue of where they're going, but they are all enthusiastic about beating up the whatever evil people they have to fight.
So this is a raid, is it?
Training, they say.
Training.
You don't know what the difference between a raid is to most of these guys. They may think of a raid as an actual training exercise, even if they are literally murdering and stealing people to get stuff.
Okay. Still not impressed with your choices of holiday destinations, Drazzle?
Means to an end, Drizzle says.
Okay.
The person in charge of the crew has long white hair and a full beard, and wears an eye patch over his right eye and carries the holy symbol of Odin.
Okay.
And while he's not the captain of the ship, he is definitely one everyone defers to when he says something.
Okay.
And he's the one who hits everyone on the back of their head who gets out of rhythm. And you think sometimes he just wants to keep hitting Chauvel on the back of the head because Chauvel does have a quick mouth.
Yeah. Can see no problem with that. Quite understandable.
How did I know that I was getting the back of the head?
Basically, he says there are no failures, there's just different career choices.
Like you expected a fire journey to do something on the water.
He says
Man.
we could always touch
No wonder the highest you got is Captain Thumpy.
Well, he's not even captain, he is the first mate.
So who is the captain?
Okay, so...
I was about to say, man, can't even get up to captain. That's even worse. My goodness, man, what are you doing with your life?
Okay, so the other people you have on the ship is the captain of the ship is Edun the Protector.
Mm-hmm.
She wears a holy symbol of Freya with long red hair and green eyes. And she's quite happy to show these young upstarts how to be a real Viking.
Okay. What's the ship's name?
It is called the Rebirth.
The Rebirth.
Mm-hmm. And the dragon boat does have a dragon figurehead at the front. And the shields that protect each of the rowers are white, which is fairly unusual. They normally have specific colours to denote their standing, but you've never seen white shields. one of the strongest of the new people here is Ragnar the Fool. He stands a full 7 feet tall, built of muscles, and you believe he is of giant kind, with a large bear tattoo on the right side of his head, and long crimson hair on the other. He has trouble getting words out.
Okay.
Then you're introduced to Olaf.
I was about to say, Martin. This is going to be all too easy. You're making fun of things, and I think Chauvel's going to have a big lump at the end of this boat trip.
And he was once a bard and has a similar tongue problem to Chauvel.
Okay.
And apparently has as many lumps in the back of his head as Chauvel does at this stage.
What's his name?
His name is Olaf.
Olaf.
And he has short black hair and is very happy-go-lucky person who doesn't matter how many times he gets hit, he'll still throw out a quip.
Okay.
Now the youngest member, or second youngest member of the crew is Ari the Seer. He has long black hair, soulful brown eyes, but no beard. Next one you're introduced to is Blue Brander. No one knows why he's called Blue, but he does look grumpy.
Blue Brander.
Blue Brander.
Mm-hmm.
And his way of dealing with things is to not to actually use words. The youngest member here is Bo the Kid. He's fast, he's skinny, he's small. He reminds Anton of what it was like for him not so long ago.
Okay.
And he's almost about Anton's size, even though he's considered undersized for amongst his people. So he seems to be getting along very well with Anton, even though Anton is older.
Okay.
Next up is Shiv the Quick Hands. Curly chestnut hair and a mustache that basically doesn't seem to fit in with these people.
Okay. Another foreigner?
No, he is a local, but apparently he likes to clean things.
Likes to clean things.
He's always offering to clean other people.
No thanks.
And the last of the new people here is Freak the Brave, a young shield maiden, and more standoffish than most, willing to prove her might by any means necessary, including arm wrestling competitions at inopportune times.
Okay.
And keeps getting told, no, you're rowing now. Well, I'm wrestle you for it. No, rowing now.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with this. Screw rowing. I want an arm wrestle.
We have bets. Who's going to win? Cheval or the Shield Maiden? Who?
Okay, so yes, you are all moving out into sea on this, the Rebirth. As you see, the wind takes you out deep into sea. And as it's traveling through most of the day, they do have a couple of games they are doing on deck to pass the time.
Okay. This was meant to be a holiday cruise, at least that's what I thought.
Clearly you don't know Drazzle that well.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with his holiday plans.
Every holiday we've had with Drazzle has been like this.
Well, he does sign people up for things that apparently they should have been doing before.
Why do we have to do this again, Drazzle?
He just shrugs.
Okay. The answer's in your book, I take.
He just shrugs again.
Okay. All right, we find out.
He neither confirms nor denies what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I know.
So the first game they have going is called the Drowning Game.
Don't like the sound of that one. Watch that one.
They hang off the side of the boat and see how drunk they can get before they fall off.
That sounds like a dumb game.
While it's going through the waves, and if they're too drunk to get back on the boat, they've lost.
Yeah, definitely lost.
It is known as the Drowning Game after all.
Okay.
And it seems that there are quite a few seasoned hands at it.
Okay. I'm not sure a drunk crew is a good crew, but anyway.
And the thing is, they can't drink the beer until they're under a wave. So that's what they've got to do. They've got to hang off the side of the ship, wait till it goes under the water, and drink their beer that way.
Okay. Not participating in that game at all.
Yep. Drozel doesn't have any problems participating in that game because he could easily exist under the water.
Alright, well, maybe you can breathe water, Drozel.
Except he doesn't drink. He's never been one for alcohol.
That's really interesting. Why not?
He tends to settle late.
Okay. Because that can be a problem.
Or if he does throw up, he will then light up a room.
Okay, well, we don't really want that, so alright. Cheval, however, might like it.
So does Cheval go into the Drowning Game?
I mean,
As a 5 without
I'll drink the rest of them.
While under a wave?
Cheval's been through a storm. It doesn't kill me. It just makes me really sad.
Apparently alcohol makes it better.
Yes.
Okay, sir. I will give Cheval a Constitution saving throw. As you'll be hanging off the side of the boat to see how many rounds you actually last.
Constitution saving. Okay, yep, cool.
What's your swim speed?
It's not my swim speed, it's my fly speed. Okay.
Your wind speed.
Alright.
Your fire does that.
Too bad. 23?
23. Okay, so you seem to last just over 2 minutes.
Okay.
Before you become waterlogged and someone has to grab you as you fall off the boat. Apparently,
That's not too bad.
the record for the skilled people is 3.5 minutes.
That was the bad effort.
Listen, my first attempt, I'll take it.
So yes, you get a whole lot of arm punches as congratulations.
Yeah.
Though when Ragnar does his congratulational arm punch, you do think you're going to end up with a full arm bruise afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh well.
As you believe he is either a Goliath or troll-blooded.
I'll wear it with pride.
Mm-hmm. And he was going easy on you. He didn't seem to be trying to do it meanly.
No.
Next thing they have is they basically have a song as they're going over the waves to celebrate the first of their games to pass the time.
Okay. Sing along with it.
As their song goes, we sail away at the crimson dawn, to raid we have gone, to make foes drown in blood, we shall never be withdrawn. Aeger's wrath will be theirs, Ran will be their nightmares, At times they taste our steel axe, none will hear their prayers. Shores will paint to crimson red, can't escape from their bloodshed. We will be their horror in life, even in death.
Okay.
Which is not the most cheerful song to sing along to.
No,
But it
it's
seems
not.
to make all the young ones here happier and vigorous, and seems to be one of their war songs.
Okay.
As they pass around more alcohol as they're going across the ocean. Seems to be what's keeping them warm as they travel. Then they introduce you to their next game called Arrowhead. Arrowhead is a single word.
Does this involve being at the head of the bird?
No, they stand side by side, and they have a shot of their alcohol in one gulp and try to hit a common target.
They try to spit it out again, do they?
No, they basically drink and then shoot with a bow.
It's drunk archery.
And the archery target is at the front of the boat, and they're at the masthead, so they're shooting down the length of the boat with people still on the sitting on the benches.
Okay.
I mean, I would partake in the actual archery bit, but not the drinking, because, like Drazzle, I don't drink.
Well, they provide the drinking horn, and if you don't take a drink it all down in one go, you get disqualified from shooting.
Oh, boo.
So Zal doesn't do pretty well in that one.
It just involves like, it involves alcohol. Okay, fine. I'll just watch. I'll be sad. Yeah.
As apparently every game they have involves drinking and stupidity.
Okay.
But they're Vikings, that's what they do.
You don't want to play cards. You can drink while you're playing cards too, but it's not as much fun.
Razzle's always happy to play cards with you.
Okay.
He's even happy to even sometimes tells you what the result is before you play.
I know. You're no fun, Drazzle. I'm sorry. We've been doing this for a month. We've long since given up card games with you. Except you didn't go for my idea of how we could make a bit of money out of this.
He never uses his gift for money.
I would be making the money, not you.
So after one of the archers manages to win themselves a magic arrow.
Okay. Pat them on the back, clap them, applaud.
And the Goliath also gives another dead arm to that person.
Okay.
Most of them are starting to regret that they signed on a big brutish guy who seems very youthful and childlike and doesn't know his own strength.
Are any of these kids, because most of them are not very old, are they struggling with all this alcohol?
No, they've been drinking since they were 12, they say.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
It's part of their culture.
I have a question. Before the kid gets a dead arm, can I verse them in a contest as the two of us? With him being clearly a good shot while he's still drunk.
Well, he's the only one who actually had the arrow hit the target and not someone else.
So it's pretty bloody good.
Yes, it didn't matter what he scored on the target, he just hit the target.
Yeah.
He hit the target. Okay, well, if any of them want pointers on how to actually, shoot properly, so I will happily help teach rather than participate. Yeah, Zal spent like the last month helping his little orphanage with his partner, so I think he missed that bit.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm full on teaching.
Okay, so at the rear of the ship, they are having a different gameplay to Arrowhead. They are playing Shield.
What's Shield?
You have two players stand face to face, 10 feet away from each other. They get given a drinking horn that they each have to drink, because everything involves drinking here. Then the first one to finish their horn throws an axe at the other one's shield.
Okay.
If the axe hits its shield, the thrower does not have to drink another horn. If you miss, you have to drink a horn.
This almost sounds like fetch, but with shields.
It does sound like they enjoy drinking.
Beer
It sounds
pong
like a
with shields and axes.
Yep. And if you hit the person and not the shield, you're disqualified. But the drunker the person gets holding the shield, the harder the shield is to hit.
Martin, I have a question for Drazzle.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Drazzle also can heal, but is there a reason? Is there a reason why specifically there's a cleric on board? Just asking.
Drazzle says yes.
Okay, good to know.
But hey, you haven't really had a big time on these boats, and you've never really experienced the Norse culture from the point of learning to go to sea and see what their life's about. So maybe your whole time here is to experience life from another perspective.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, right.
Plus, apparently, it was time to leave the town.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's one way of getting out of town. I hadn't caused any problems, though, as far as I know.
Chevelle wants to join in on shield.
Okay, so Chevelle does end up winning very quickly.
Yeah.
Because most of the people you're going up against haven't really been to war yet.
Oh.
So so everyone's watching as Chevelle completely demolishes all the kids.
Mm. You could have got a bit easier on them.
That's our Chevelle.
These kids can drink more then. Ta-da!
Popping kids' streams since like 2020. I don't know what year day are we again? I'm trying to look on the screen. I don't see a year date.
It's day 19, month 4, year 1011.
10, 11. Okay, so killing dreams since like 1990. No, 990. I don't think you're actually that old, but you know. since 1001, there we go.
Well, hey, one of the people he did beat up was a 14-year-old. The youngest member of the crew, so wasn't able to stand up to a fully fledged warrior throwing an axe quite hard.
Mm. Go over to him. Hurts, doesn't it? When you get hit?
It does.
Yeah. Weird. So it happened to all of us.
Well, it's supposed to make us tougher, he says. And then he's rubbing his side where he got hit by an axe.
How bad is it?
Not so bad. They do have clerics on board.
Okay. Right, fair enough.
At least 3 of them, including Zal and Drazzle.
Alright. So it's an injury, but it's not serious, and it's going to be healed.
And it scars over nicely. Just
Yeah.
all healing magic leaves a scar.
Mm.
If you want to do it without scars, you need to have forms of regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see someone who's completely scarred up is a sight to behold. As most of the other contestants show, and the crew show various points where they got hit by axes or arrows or various other things.
Yeah.
I think most of these kids would be shocked that the cleric has a whole bunch of scars and stuff as well.
Yeah. I have a horrible scar marring my left cheek, so I understand what scars are like.
The only member of the crew who has no scars is Drazzle.
Okay. But does the dragon skin scars?
It can scar, yes.
Okay.
Though most of his scars look a lot harder than most people's skins.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And it is a brilliant blue at the moment.
It's not what it usually is?
It's brighter than it normally is.
Oh, okay.
Seems...
Like, is that because of Omni or?
It is.
Okay.
He is as well as being someone who meddles in time, he is a water aspected character.
Okay.
So he's most at home on the water.
Mm.
And it's one of the few times he's actually been with the party on the water. Okay, so you are all being offered a item of as thanks for joining the crew to help you go away, survive. They say.
Mm-hmm.
This is part of your payment besides what you gather along the way.
Yeah, okay.
And the first thing that they are offering is a suit of armor, either light or medium of your choice.
I've got a Charhide already.
But it's a magical armor.
Probably more for someone who's a frontline fighter than for me. I can't take the Charhide off. I think that was one of the features of it.
So does Chauvel or Zal want a magical suit of armor?
Well, I mean, I just got a magical breastplate from
You got it with,
Gravel.
yeah, you ended up with a magical suit of armor that is not bad for you.
Oh, okay.
Already. So the next thing you're offering is does someone want a magical shield?
I can't use a shield, so that's a no.
Again, didn't I literally just get a magical shield?
You did. Just because you've done stuff doesn't mean that you can't be given more. But these are Norse specific items.
Yeah.
Next thing they're offering is an amulet of health.
Amulet of what, sorry?
Health.
That's probably
Hell.
useful.
Health. Health.
Oh, help.
Health.
Oh, help.
Yeah, just need the trials and treasures.
I'm
book.
so used to everything being in the book for Pathfinder that I
What does amulet of help? Donkey is help and immediately cuts off.
I think it's the one that actually makes you immune to poison, I think.
I think that's the Barrior of health.
Yeah, it's the health. Okay.
There are two different
An amulet of
types.
health then.
So the amulet of health. Here we go. Okay, so unfortunately, Zal cannot make use of the amulet of health because it gives you an attribute bonus.
Yeah, and
Oh, because I've already got the circlet of intelligence. Yeah.
You can only benefit from a single item that modifies your
and
attributes.
this one's Constitution.
This is
so-
Constitution.
And I've already got maxed out con, so that's no use to me.
It can actually give you a +1 to con. So it's either it makes your Constitution +4, or it gives you a +1 on your existing
I'm
Constitution.
already on +6.
You'll make it +7.
Oh wow. Well, I could use it.
And if you don't have any other
I can't use it, so I already have the circlet of intelligence, unless I drop that, which I really don't intend to. It would make me less squishy, but I need to not get caught up in things, because that's not going to happen, right?
Which means that's the next attuned item.
Sorry?
I've already got 5, so I can't take another.
What was your fifth one? You had your
I
rod.
thought the rod of smacking, the bleeding staff, Iron Fang, Charhide, and Riz's dagger. I'd have to unattune something.
Well,
Riz's dagger is probably.
You gave me 4 things before. You didn't give me a 5th.
No, okay. What have I written? What have you written there?
I've got Rod of Smacking, Iron Fang, the dagger, the Charhide.
Okay.
Technically, the staff and the rod can technically be connected together. So your blood staff,
I'm not quite sure how that works.
that will be done in the background for you.
Well, okay. If I can take it, I'll certainly take it. You know, con. You can never say no to con. I was also wondering, like, I'm not quite sure. I can always pass these things on to others, can't I?
You can.
So, all right.
But at the moment, you have the Amulet of Health.
All right.
Next thing that they are offering is a Ring of Protection.
What does that do?
So the Ring of Protection, for those who have never used one, gives you a +1 bonus to your armor class and all saving throws.
I mean, if Chevelle doesn't take it, I
Then Zal ends up with it because Zal spoke up. And that becomes your 5th attuned item at this stage.
that would be my favorite shit item. Yep. Cool.
Okay.
Remind me I have to change my character sheet when I get home. I don't really want to edit it tonight, but
All good. So, Josh, do you know what 5 items Chevelle has at this stage? Attuned.
It's my armor, my long sword, my dagger. I think I've only actually got 3.
isn't your rock attuned?
My rock's not magical.
You have magical rock, right?
That's not attuned.
I'm pretty sure you also have to be attuned to Red Ring stuff.
Well, yeah, yes, red ring staff, so that's 4.
Red Ring Staff doesn't count as one of the attunement slots.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, well, never mind.
There you go.
It is an
Well,
artifact.
then it's 3.
Okay, so the other things they have available are a 2-handed weapon of your choice, which is magical, or a 1-handed weapon of your choice, which is magical.
I'll probably pass up on that because as I mentioned, I have my long sword and my dagger.
Get your little daggers. I mean, that's to say you could.
Or I can 2-hand my longsword and do even more damage. Teach these guys a in-person lesson on greater weapon fighting. Yeah.
Okay, so... Does either of those appeal to... any of those things I've spoken up appeal to Chauvel? Has Chauvel got a shield?
Chauvel does not have a shield, but Chauvel has never used a shield.
Okay, so apparently you've been given the shield, even if you...
Okay, that's fine.
Because if you take a light or medium shield, you can actually use it in conjunction with your sword to give you better defenses. Because level up, the base sword activity has a special ability called Defend, which will allow you as a bonus action to increase your armor class or attack with the shield.
Alright.
Yeah, but I'm just more thinking about the two-handed aspect of my sword.
If you take a light, if you take a light shield and it's strapped to your arm, you can choose to either use the shield or go two-handed.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a light shield then from them.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what Zal's just is. Drazel's giving me a light shield to use like that.
Yeah.
Because light shields can also be thrown if they can't be strapped to your arm. So you can do a Captain America if you want to have a non-strapped version. So the buckler is just a light shield that's strapped, and the thrown one is the slightly different. The heavy shield can be used as cover, not as much as a tower shield, but the tower shield has the same properties of a heavy shield. So for the purposes of your sword play, the light shield will suit you the most. Which means it provides no bonus until you ready it, at which point your armor class will most likely increase by 2. As a bonus action, you can increase it by 3 instead. That give you some idea of just how powerful using a shield is. And you can also use a shield that's readied to cancel out a critical hit on you.
Okay.
So if someone crits you, you can basically say, I block it with the shield.
Yeah. You sacrifice.
Mm.
Okay, so you are now heading into the islands of Ostland. You do hear from that one of your crew members by the name of Sten. Which one's he? He's the oldest of the crew. The items that you have all been granted were once his.
No, how did you lose them?
He has volunteered them up as he is going to be part of a ceremony in Ostland.
What's the ceremony?
He's receiving a great honor.
Okay, I'm beginning to think I know what this might be, but I won't press for it.
Okay, so not long after heading in there, you find yourself coming to the Stortakip Monastery on the edge of Pelso Island.
What do we know about that old monastery?
It is new to all of you.
Okay, so it's not associated with any of the elemental cults?
It is more associated with air and not part of the cults. It is one of the Norse main monasteries of the region.
Okay.
It is a very big place dedicated to Odin.
Oh, okay.
Most of Ostlands, most of their clerics are purely priests of Odin. It's best land that is the most open to the other Norse gods, and no one really believes what the Shotterford Jarldoms actually follow because they are not a collective.
Okay.
They are a group of independent kingdoms that formed under a single banner.
I have a question.
Yep,
I gave up my Earth attribute
you did.
as part of those trials. Is that still the case after the
The reset.
timeline wiggly wobbly bullshit?
You do notice that you still haven't given up, even though you don't remember doing it in this timeline.
Yeah.
So
No, I remember giving it up. I know I've given it up.
you know you've
But I
given
was
it up.
curious.
But you didn't actually give it up in this timeline, and that is why you have it is quite a puzzle to you.
Right, okay.
Because technically, you should still have the Earth aspect.
Yeah. Okay, at the moment I am air and dark, is that right?
You are air and darkness.
Yeah.
Can I get to know some of the crew, like Bo Kid?
Yes, Bo the Kid. He does say, "Hey, how you doing?" Gives you a fist bump. Not hurting your hand at all.
Okay.
But his hand is also small and dainty compared to the rest of his crew,
Okay.
which means it's a little larger than yours.
Yeah.
But that's simply because he works out with daggers and stuff.
Okay. Well, ask him about what he's been doing, his family, his life, why he's coming on the cruise, all that sort of thing.
Well, a couple of years
Just
ago,
get him talking.
my parents died of a sickness, so haven't really had much, family life since then.
Okay.
Talking at the temples doesn't really get much of a response from his parents now they're dead.
Yeah. Okay.
But he does tell them all about his adventures, misadventures, and he goes on to this big tale about how he met Stan and he became a big mentor, and he really wanted to follow in the footsteps of this awesome Viking who's lived out his life on the oceans.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his first chance to get out onto the sea, even though he's technically younger than most.
Yep.
Just that, as Sten said, this might be his last voyage. He got put in a word for him.
Okay.
So he's very grateful to Sten,
Okay.
who he sees as his hero.
Yep. Okay.
Though he's also a little worried about the flaming head vicious woman with the throwing axes.
Yep. That's
Chauvel.
Chauvel. Oh, okay. Yep, see for the
Yeah, Chauvel doesn't seem to play fair.
I know. Chauvel doesn't really care about others.
But hey, he's also curious about.
I care about a select few others.
A select few. A select few.
That just can be counted on one hand.
Yeah. And none of them are in the immediate vicinity.
Well, that's incorrect.
Okay.
I apparently have to care about Zal.
You have to care about Zal. Okay. Is it like a geas or something?
Well, Zal is technically his cousin, as he found out.
Sometimes cousins have fallings out.
And he found that out only after he killed Zal's parents.
Okay. So you've got to make it up to Zal, do you?
Zal does carry a arrow that every time Zal grabs it, Chauvel feels a hand grasp her heart,
Yeah.
and knows that Zal has touched the arrow that has just been prophesized to kill her.
Okay.
So all it has to do is scratch Chauvel, and Chauvel has to make a death saving throw.
Okay.
So yes, there is an interesting thing where you can Zal can just go tap 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 tap
Yeah.
tap tap. Got told not to do that anymore.
Yeah, told to bugger off most of the time.
Okay, so yes, Bo is more than happy to get up to any games you're interested in, and will play cards with you and lose badly all the time.
Oh, look, I'm not trying to exploit them.
Oh no,
but I just
he has fun and doesn't care.
Okay.
He will just play cards because you want to play cards.
Yeah.
He isn't even playing for money because he has none.
Okay, that's fine. I'll teach him a few card tricks. Teach him a few card games.
He's very good at losing cards when he plays card games.
Okay, he's very good at losing. All right.
Not that he intentionally does it. He is just having so much fun. He doesn't really pay attention to what's happening to the
It's
cards.
a little bit over enthusiastic. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Think of that person who will knock chess pieces off the table by accident.
Okay. I was thinking about whether I might be taking on an apprentice, but it doesn't sound like it's going to suit.
And he's all enthusiastic about surviving his first raid.
Okay, so it is a raid. We're going to monastery. Okay, a monastery of Zeus, did you say?
Odin.
Odin, sorry, Odin. Sorry, I get them. Odin.
Wrong pantheon, he says.
Wrong pantheon. Yep, yeah, got it.
If we went to Olympus, we'd be a little worried.
Yeah, okay.
Because you generally can't row there.
Yes, I know. So yeah, I get that. Okay.
But considering you got mountain leg sort of person, he can see why you'd want to go to Olympus over dealing with an ocean voyage.
I do prefer to keep my feet on the ground. That's true.
Okay, and for the first time you've been on a boat, you haven't felt the need to be seasick.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping. That list of things was a potion of curing seasickness or immunity to seasickness or something. That's what I was hoping for in that list.
So, sitting next to Dravel, you haven't actually felt the need to be sick.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Maybe the next time we travel on a boat, you come too, Dravel.
Dravel just nods.
Okay.
Okay, so anyone else you wanted to get to know better?
She likes to clean things. I like the sound of that one. Blue Brandle, nah. Ari the Seer sounds nah.
Okay, well you look that up. I'm going to duck to the bathroom. And then find who you want to converse with.
I think Ragnar the Fool.
Who did you?
So who else?
I was thinking, I changed my mind. Olaf. You say you're a former bard. What do you mean by a former bard?
Oh, I wasn't well received, he says. I really like to tell tales and songs, but I had no songs of what I had done. So I kept telling other people's songs. I got tired of that.
You got tired of it, or they got tired of it?
Probably me, definitely me. I got tired of it.
Okay.
Rubbing his hands rather wryly.
Okay, all right. So this is your turn.
Bit of column A, bit of column B, bit of column B, low of column B, maybe all of column B.
Yeah.
He looks to be, fairly youngish, about 20ish.
Yeah, they're all young.
So he's had some time being a bard before he decided he wanted a real life experience.
Okay, so this is your time to actually get some stories, to tell your own stories instead of other people's.
Yep, what I witness, I can then embellish stories I know with truths.
Yeah, okay, all right. That sounds like a plan.
And plus, he wasn't earning as much telling the stories the way he'd heard them. So he'd really like a little more coin behind him to keep his lifestyle the way he wants to become accustomed.
Toss a coin to your bard.
He's really in this trip for the gold.
Okay.
And the stories. But mainly the gold.
Okay.
You haven't got any spare gold, do you? He says.
I'm actually broke, but
I raise you that the bard is actually in it for a love life, but that's just every bard that we know about.
Okay. Yeah, observe Olaf doesn't show any interest in any of the female members of the crew, or even the male members of the crew for that matter.
Olaf doesn't seem to be showing romantic interest in anyone. He's more about hearing people's tales of woe.
Okay, collecting stories. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Was there someone else you wanted to chat off?
I think Dagnar the Fool.
Okay, so
You're a very strong young man. Lightly touch him on the shoulder and hope he doesn't respond by a whack.
He tries to lightly touch you back.
Okay, well, you sort of try to absorb the blow so I don't get knocked over. So this is your first raid, is it?
First raid, he says, with halting words.
Okay.
He doesn't sound particularly literate.
Okay, all right.
And speaks in small words.
Okay.
And his story is he is warrior of best kind.
Oh, best kind.
He killed bear with bare hands.
Wow.
Bear first kill.
First kill, bear. And hence the bear tattoo.
Tattoo, memory of kill.
Tattoo make you stronger?
Tattoo hurt.
Oh, okay.
People stab.
People stab, okay.
Only broke two hands.
Broke. Okay. Surreptitiously cast detect magic is the tattoo magic.
The tattoo is not magic.
Okay. But is it impressive?
It is fairly impressive because it's done all over the side of his head, and his head is close to about twice the size of yours.
Okay. Nature check can identify his race.
I do think he is a Goliath.
A Goliath.
But
okay.
he seems to be more of a water-based Goliath than the stone-based ones you're used to.
Okay, I've never heard of a water-based Goliath. What about the ship's captain?
Okay.
He done the protector. I done the protector.
Yes, she is. Has her long hair tied back. She does talk of tales of when she and her husband used to sail together.
Okay.
After many of the tales have been told, you realise it's the one adventure. and he died on that one.
Okay.
And that her goal in life is to join him in Valhalla.
Hmm. So you don't see that happening this time?
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance. Okay. All right. So you okay?
But it can't be. You can't will it to happen. It just has to happen.
Yeah. Okay. The fates decide these things. Yeah. Or the Valkyries or somebody. I don't know your religion very well.
And the longer it is until she joins him in Valhalla, the better story she'll have to tell him.
That's true. Yeah, okay. Just focus on stories I can get along with.
And she does seem quite a capable sailor.
Yeah. Okay.
She rarely tells people what to do, but every time she does, it does correct something.
Okay, so she's, it's to the point, do that, and then, okay. So who's making all the noise? Is it it's not the bard then?
Stern the Wise is making most of the noise.
Okay, Stern the Wise.
The first mate.
Yeah, okay.
And
he's the
drummer as well.
And he's the Odin, looks like Odin.
He looks like Odin. He is the last of his family.
Oh.
As his family died long ago and he never had children.
Not too late then, is it?
He seems to have been, he thinks it's too late because, he feels in his 40s that's around the end of his life.
Well, Zal and his partner have adopted children. You can adopt people too. Adopt children too to carry on your family traditions.
He doesn't have a family tradition because he doesn't have a family.
Okay.
His family never passed on their tradition to him.
Okay.
They were traders, raiders, and fishermen. He spent most of his life at sea.
Right. What about your wider clan and family links?
He never knew them.
Okay.
He was out at sea when his family died and their holdings were absorbed by the village that he grew up in.
Okay. That's a sad story, that one.
He says it's a raider's life. A raider's life for me. Ha ha!
Yeah. I still don't know why we're going on a raid, but anyway. Particularly to this monastery.
Dressel does say all things happen in time.
That's true, they all do happen in time.
Whether they're good or bad, they always happen. Okay, so...
One last thing I can ask around anyone, the crew, what do we know about this monastery apart from the fact that it's dedicated to Odin?
Most of them say that it is a place where those who believe they have outlived their usefulness appeal to the gods.
Okay, so this is what Stan's going to do. Okay. All right. Well, it'll be interesting cultural learning to come on here. Cultural education.
Okay. So, you do see that there is this monastery looks quite impressive. It has a stone dock. Most of the docks you have been witnessing in Vestland are more timber variety.
Mm-hmm.
This has a sign of permanence about it.
Yeah.
But it does lift with the tide, and it seems to be quite well constructed.
Okay. Well,
very intricate.
I don't know enough about ships and that, about how a pier or jetty could actually, or dock could raise and fall with the sea if it's made of stone. Have to float. I don't know how you'd float a stone, but anyway.
They have found a way.
Okay.
But then again, it may just be magic.
True.
When for a world full of magic, many things can be magical.
Yeah.
Or it could just be technology disguised as magic.
Yeah, true. Well, I might cast Detect Magic when we get to the dock.
Okay, so you do sense the presence of magic in the dock.
Okay.
Not exactly sure what sort of magic or what it does, but it does have magic about it.
Okay.
And you find that you don't slip while standing on it.
Okay, that's good. That is a good feature. Good design.
After walking on it a little bit, you feel that is the core of its magic, designed to stabilize those who stand on it, no matter what the conditions.
This I like. This is a spell I need to learn. Or a magic item, magic. This is good. I like this.
And there are crowds of people who have been making pilgrimages here, heading up the side.
Okay, so this is like a special holiday or something.
Yeah, heading up the hillside.
Okay. There
are sounds of many, mostly drunk Norse people heading up here.
But it's almost like they drink all the time, as far as I can tell.
It's morning, we're drinking. It's night, we're drinking. It's midday, we're drinking.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
It's time for bed, we're drinking.
Yeah. Okay.
And if they're not drinking, then they're fighting or earning money.
Okay.
So they can then spend more time drinking.
Does the crew
Is it worrying that Joel, when he heard like most of them been drinking since they were 12, was just like
They seem to be hale and hearty despite it all. Does the sort of crew, the expedition, all go up together?
They do head up as a crew, making noise and forcing everyone else to step aside.
Okay.
As you see many of the other ship crews that have arrived doing similar things.
Mm-hmm.
People who come by land or boats that don't stay generally have to make their own way because they're not here as a crew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and as you see that there is a big stone monastery rising up out of there with symbolism of the world tree.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Having heard that it has some of its branches controlled by, or root system controlled by the master.
Oh, okay. Can you see that? In the iconography or the?
The iconography doesn't actually have that the master's controlled stuff, but the iconography is quite obvious. It's the world tree that they're talking about, as it seems to connect different lands.
Okay.
The symbolism refers to it as the roots of the earth.
Okay.
Connecting everything. And those who do correct sacrifice can learn knowledge from it.
Okay.
Because all the law says Odin gave up his eye while hanging from the tree to learn.
Okay.
Whether that's true or not, or just a nice tale.
Anything we could learn from this tree, from this like sacrifice? We don't know what we want to learn, though, do we? The master's connected to the tree. What weaknesses the master may have? I'd really like to know that.
I'm sure there are many weaknesses, but finding out what they are may take more than a sacrifice. Most people who sacrifice to the tree learn one of the great runes of the world. And misusing that rune could lead to many issues. So it's not something they do wisely.
Okay. What are these great runes? Do we know anything about them?
They are what's considered the underlying magic of the world. Mm-hmm. The words of creation, as they say.
The words of creation, okay.
And if you can string multiple of these runes together, you can make or unmake almost anything. But each rune you learn comes with a curse.
Okay.
And most of the time it is a detriment to your health.
Okay. So what do we know? Okay. I was just thinking from the well, this might be useful against the master, but.
You hear sounds of prayers echoing from above as a slow drum beat starts.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun starts to set behind you, leaving a hot orange view of the horizon. And one of the high priests here steps out into the area, raising some hands, and shows that he has runes carved into the hands as well as on the ground around him.
Mm-hmm.
He calls out, "I have drawn the runes and prepared the altar of sacrifice. Get in line and hand me your humble presents to the gods of the sea. I see some warbands are hesitating to make sacrifices. Do those who try to avoid giving a life think they could evade the wrath of Proteus,
Who is Proteus, you know?
god of the sea?
Okay.
Not a benevolent god of the sea."
I see that. Once human sacrifice, not necessarily all that benevolent.
But they refer to him as Aegir here.
Aegir.
And it has to be the life of someone willing.
I presume that's what Stan's going to do.
O Aegir, the oldest among many, take this poor soul as he or she humbly offers to you. Bless their related on the sails to come. May you never be forgotten. May your souls reach its rightful place. As Sten the Wise steps forward, he hands Bo the young his eye patch, noting he doesn't actually need to wear an eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "Never betray, never turn your back on the gods. Live your life on the path of Odin. Respect the sea. Remember, it is your equal and leveler, if not more," he says before he heads out to be part of the ritual.
Mm-hmm. What is the crowd doing? Is it sort of chanting, or is it just silent, or?
Well, most of them are chanting because they're trying to appease the gods, and as gods be crazy, especially in times of war, they are trying to make sure that they don't end up on the receiving end.
Yep.
As he steps forward to take his part in the sacrifice, you see an arrow come out of nowhere and strike him in the side of the head.
Okay. Look where the arrow came from.
A perception roll.
Yeah, I can do it.
Can everybody do that?
Everyone can do that.
I can't think of anything that'll help me on this. Oh, it's not good. No, it's a good roll, huh? Perception. 25.
You do quite well. How about Zal?
Where's my... Oops.
What did you roll?
So, Josh's headphones just went out of range for half a minute, so it was feeling really loud. Perception. The head priest that was just starting the ceremony had an arrow through the head out of nowhere.
No, the member of your crew who was going to sacrifice himself to
In the
give you
wise.
good luck ended up getting killed before he sacrificed himself.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a priest.
So you've just spent over a day traveling with this guy.
Yeah. No, sorry, I heard the wrong person.
I think you would have had
Perception,
about
was it?
3 days at sea with him.
It was Bo, did you say?
No, the Sten. He's the bloke with the white hair and beard.
And the one who had been playing the drums on Chauvel so often.
Oh, right. I
So
got a
it's not a-
19.
Not a bad person at all.
What about Chauvel? Did Chauvel want to look, or was Chauvel just so happy seeing his tormentor killed?
I mean, so if I got 15, so if I'm looking at a tree, then I'm looking at a tree, so...
Okay, so it is definitely Anton who really notices what's going on here. You see standing off to the side of the worshippers a shield maiden with a bow.
Is this the?
This is not the shield maiden from your
Okay,
ship.
different one.
And you actually have someone called Hollow on your ship. Okay. Your shield maiden calls out, "Kill the traitor! Attack!"
Mm-hmm.
Because someone attacked someone during the ritual.
Okay. No.
Right,
So I will be giving each of you an initiative check.
Using what proficiency? What skill?
Well, what do you feel is appropriate?
I don't know.
You do get a choice of what you want to do. If you can justify it, you can use it.
I can't think of anything. I don't really want to go too quickly because I want to assess the situation.
Can I use religion or nature because I knew this was a significant ritual?
You can.
Cool. Even though it's not my religion, I am still a cleric, so...
Can I use insight because I just want to know what's hell's going on?
You can use insight. I will give you insight.
Now, can I use athletics because I'm ever tentative of combat and needing to use my strength?
Sure, I'll say you're ready to run as needed.
Yes.
Run, Chauvel, run!
Running towards the thing that shot our friend.
As I just proved to Josh, I got a 28 upgraded.
Okay, so what
Sorry,
do you...
I need to correct my statement. Not friend. Run towards the thing that shot the person who was hitting me over the head. I have no attachments to this person whatsoever.
Well, they weren't doing it meanly, they were doing it to keep you in line in the crew. It does feel like a drill instructor from the Ethengarian people you grew up with. So whether you respect them for actually doing their job or hate them is up to you. So what did Anton get on his...
27. I'm glad I was
27.
beaten by somebody. I didn't want to go first.
And what did Chauvel get?
21.
Okay, so it looks like Zal, you have seen someone has interrupted the ritual, most likely condemning everyone on the boats to the disfavor of Proteus.
Do we have our animal companions with us on the boat? I'm presuming they haven't been offloaded yet.
You have left your animal companions in the Knight's Rivet Inn because there was no space on the boats for them.
Oh, okay, alright. In that case, for the first time in a very long time, I'm actually going to get my longbow out. Actually, how far away are they?
They are within your first range category for your longbow.
Okay, sweet.
But that is your action on the surprise round. And now you get to go have a round of combat. So what would you like to do with Zal? You are now up first.
Well, now that I've got my bow and presumably arrow out,
Yep.
I will, actually, if I can, I haven't used this in a while, and Scovel's probably going to hate me for it for a little bit, but I'm not doing it maliciously, okay? I'm using my golden arrow.
Okay. So Zal grabs the arrow and hears the condemnation of his mother for not pulling the arrow out and communing with her for more than a year's time.
I haven't talked with her.
You can only talk. You can only actually talk with her while holding the arrow, which then lets you know exactly where Chauvel's heart is at any given time. The wind resistance, the angle, the best potential vantage point to shoot from.
Yes, Mom, I know. I'm sorry. Chauvel told me off. Apparently, sorry. Chauvel told me off for being annoying with it,
And apparently
I was being slightly annoying with it.
And apparently your disappointment of a son for not coming through with the family honor and not slaying the adversary in the 5 years or so you've had the arrow.
No.
I mean, I'm a bit torn because, like, while I don't like Chauvel for various reasons, I mean, I've been partying with him for like 10 years, so, you know, I'm a bit torn about whether I want to murder him or not. So, I mean, I kind of do because he killed my parents, but...
And to be honest, I think you've actually had the arrow for 9 years. I think you got it about level 3.
I think I got it. Yeah, level 2 or 3. I can actually go back and look at my old character sheets. I got it pretty early on because it was a gift from the palm when we set off for travel.
And then you got it enchanted by your mom when you came across her spirit.
Yes.
And so I guess the 10-year anniversary will be a turning point for Zal. Because it may end up as a cursed arrow after that point.
Ooh. But she's only been having it for 5 years, hasn't she?
No, it was around level 3 that she inhabited the arrow.
Wait, so not long after it. Oh, okay.
You got the arrow around level 1 too.
Hmm. You know, because I got the arrow as a gift from the colonel when we set off for adventuring, and then it was either level 2 or 3 when we were in
Galantry.
Yeah.
So yes, it's been a while since you've even thought about the repercussions of having a bane to someone that you've never used.
Ooh. Yeah, I might have to, I'm gonna have to bring that on the list of problems.
And so, unfortunately, that's your first round of combat, dealing with the overload of anguish, anger, and reprimand.
Yep.
So, Anton, you can see the look of anguish on Zal's face next to you.
Okay.
Maybe he meant Stan meant a lot to him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I got a couple of options. Whole person's got a range of 60 feet. Is it within 60 feet?
Bow range, I would put them at about 200 feet.
Okay. Well, at a range of all my attacks. So, all I could, I don't have much in the way of boosts for other people. I could dimension door myself and Zal over there. Would you like me to take you over there, Zal?
Zal's
Not
got
really.
a bow and arrow out, and Zal is not communicating or responding to you at this stage.
What about you, Cheval? Do you want to get over there, or can you get over there yourself?
I mean, it'll be a foot race, which I'm faster than most.
I could move over and dimension door us both over to it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll move over to Zal, Cheval, stand next to her, and dimension door
Pull
us.
him through the world.
Pull him through the world to the other side there was some problem with using dimension door. You once told me. I can't remember what it is.
You can take artifacts or extra dimensional spaces with you.
So the Iron Fang doesn't come with me.
It does not.
Okay.
And you go through with a sound of a clatter behind Zal as Iron Fang and Redrian's staff, and I believe there was another weapon that was being held by Chauvel as well also falls.
Okay, I'll have to go back and retrieve Iron Fang. All right, learning the hard way about doing this.
I mean, it's not like Zal is standing right there.
Was that Tinder Strike? Tinder Strike, I think, may or may not have been.
Tinder Strike did not come through. So you dropped both Redrian's staff and Tinder Strike.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We'll come back and get him.
Okay, and you find yourself standing on a wall's edge with a drop of about 40 feet.
Okay, if I've got any movement left, I move back from the drop.
The archer, she's also standing on the edge.
Yeah, okay. Well, Cheval can deal with her.
Okay, so it looks like we're up to Cheval. You have now managed to close the distance to the archer.
Where's the archer?
Standing on the wall within 10 feet of you.
10 feet?
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably the one time where I probably don't have my sword drawn.
You do not.
You could.
I am going to tackle the archer.
Yep.
And pin them.
Okay, give me a athletics check as you try to get into a grapple with them.
It's actually not too bad. 27.
Okay, so yes, you managed to tackle them. Give me a reflex saving throw.
Reflex saving throw. to stop falling off the edge of the wall.
That is correct.
Damn it.
Can I do anything to help?
Well, he's just done this leap onto this person while you've gotten yourself some distance from the wall.
So dexterity saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw, yes.
Whoa, that's actually not too bad as well. Non-natural 20.
Okay, so yes, you slam them down to the ground and manage to barely hang on to the edge of the wall as she goes over the edge.
Oh.
You still holding on to her, or is she plummeting?
She's plummeting.
Okay.
She's plummeting 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did say that I was going to grapple her, and probably wasn't the smartest thing on doing it on a very thin wall edge. Oh well.
Okay, as you watch, she does the superhero landing underground
yes.
below, which means she takes damage, but doesn't break anything.
Okay.
And gets up and starts to run towards the crowds. What do the rest of you do now? It's okay. Back to Zal, actually.
I was about to say, it was back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still in line of sight?
No, she's gone over the wall. Someone knocked her over the wall.
And the wall is probably not within movement range.
You could spend the action running to the wall.
Sorry. Extra noises coming through Josh's mic. So that would be my movement and my action to get to the wall.
That would be your. You would be spending your action on movement and add your movement, so it'd be equivalent of a double move.
Yeah, double move. Yeah. Yeah. Now that I'm sort of stopped being overwhelmed by my mum reprimanding me, and I have commute. I spend a lot of downtime commuting with my dad and mom. So
you may have commuted
I'm not
with them,
sure.
but you just haven't been touching the arrow and getting the full effect of it.
Right. Well, because I didn't want to have to deal with Chevelle whinging in my ear every time. Yeah, or by having a longsword in my neck, apparently. Yes, I will essentially try and do a double move to get them back within line of sight.
Okay, you get to the wall and you can see down the wall, and the person is down below. Next up is Anton.
Can I move to a position where she'd be in range for a whole person?
You could jump down the wall and then she'd be in range.
I don't want to jump 40 feet down. Sorry, I'm not doing that.
Only 20 damage.
It's, yeah. Range, whole person got a range of 60 feet.
It does.
But I have to actually jump down to get to that.
Yeah, because she has fallen 40 feet and run 30 feet.
Okay, well, all right. I'll try something different then. Guiding bolt. That's an attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try that. Oh, now I roll rubbish. How important is it? I could spend a fortune point and re-roll that. How important is it I hit?
Well, this is the first chance you've got to get to stop this person yourself.
All right, okay, I'll do it again. I'll throw in a fortune point and roll a natural 8. That's pathetic. That gets me to a total of 8, 19, 20 to hit.
Okay, because she's running, that's a hit.
Okay. Guiding bolt means the next attack on her has advantage, so that'll be somebody can shoot her.
How much damage does it do?
It does 4d6 radiant. And I roll 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
But the next attack has advantage to hit. And I've used quite a few spell points.
Okay, so that brings us to Chauvel. Is this the time you bust those wings out?
You hit me on the head there, man. I am busting those wings out.
Okay, so in which case both Zal and Anton see the flaming feathers appear right in front of their faces.
Okay, we'll duck.
And their heat sort of come back towards them as you leap off the edge. You don't do the leap off the edge and make the wings appear. You make the wings appear and leap off the edge.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
I got to look cool first, okay?
Yeah. We
So some people like the leap and then the appearance because they show skill. Others like to do the pose and then the leap because they want people to remember them for the pose.
Yeah, okay.
We know which one we have here.
I am
Yeah.
I am the charismatic kind, so I want to pose first and then jump.
And there is the sound of a choir from above as Chauvel does this.
Okay. I try not to Does this happen every time he does this? She does this.
Well, it's doing an impressive thing in the middle of a religion ceremony for a different religion.
Okay.
I shrug my shoulders.
And so, in a Norse perspective, Chauvel does look like the winged Valkyrie. I thought you would like that connection. Okay, so yes, you can leap off and reach the person with your movement and still have your attack.
Yeah,
You get advantage on the attack from the guiding bolt.
again, I don't have my weapon, and I don't have a quick draw feat. So again, I am going to fly out of the air, tackle them, and pin them for good.
I believe you have
On the ground.
I believe you have a bonus action which you can use to draw a weapon,
Okay.
which you could have also have done last round as well.
But I'm confused. I don't know who this person is, and I don't think they need to be murdered straight off the rip for shooting an arrow through someone who was trying to do a religious thing.
You as a paladin should know better. You have almost as good a religion as I do.
I do.
So you should know that.
So we're saying this is an evil act.
This is a very evil act.
It's an act against the religion you've just been witnessing the ceremony for.
I think it's also an act against us because it means that we get bad luck on the boat.
Technically, it will have cursed your ocean voyage for where you go next.
Okay. Then in respect of the Nordic god that we send, or the religion was for, I will bonus action draw my weapon, fly over, and good luck to this archer.
Okay, so once you move into melee range of her, you see she actually had a ready action.
Oh,
She lost 20 hit points with no problem.
that's fine.
You know.
That's fine.
And she hits an armor class 23.
23, no, it hits me. This is going to be very cute damage.
I have a higher AC than you.
Yeah, man.
You both have a higher AC than me.
Okay, so that is 17 points of damage to Chauvel.
Oh, that's very cute.
And your wings go out.
Oh, what?
That's okay.
Your fire also goes out.
My fire goes out.
That's less okay.
No, that's still perfectly fine. So I don't have to use fire damage.
I know, but you're very attached to it.
Yeah, but it just peeves me off even more.
Sure.
So she's going to suffer, is she?
Oh, yeah.
Mm. So Chauvel, as much as is not showing it in terms of fiery aspect, is really annoyed about this.
Okay.
And is going to go full bore on this archer.
Which sword are you using?
I'm using my... it's here somewhere.
Isn't it your two-handed?
Yeah.
Two-handed greatsword, sorry.
Yeah, it's my longsword. I'm trying to find in my long character sheet.
Look at the right one. That is Chauvel. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what happened to your sword because it's not up on there. And you already did have a shield of fire.
Oh, no, I already have a shield, okay. My sword of Chosin
Okay.
is what it's called.
Yep. So the Elven Blade
two-handed.
does more damage that way.
Yeah, it does more damage that way. Hitting AC 31.
Okay, that becomes a critical hit.
Ouch.
Doesn't sound like she's going to be there for much.
Well, she couldn't actually have the shield up and have the axe ready to strike.
Mm-hmm.
So she spent the action on the axe and not the shield.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, you could have stopped the critical.
Yeah.
Alright, so then I'm going to, because I've hit it, and I'm really, really pissed off about this person putting out my flames. I think I can drop I think it's second level Divine Smite, because have I got third level spells? I think I don't, because don't think I do at the moment.
Divine Smite, yeah.
I'm trying to think of... Oh no, I do have third level. Yeah, this thing's getting a third level Divine Smite. So it gets 4d10 from the
Magic sword and your
magic sword, and then the 4d8 from the Divine Smite radiant damage.
It's gonna hurt.
And then it's doubled.
It is.
Oh, and then I reroll 1s and 2s because it's 2 greater weapon fighting. So they get rerolled.
Yeah, see, Chauvel's not the person you want at the other end of the when
No.
Chauvel's angry.
Yeah.
No.
Cheval's doing Cheval's thing. I've seen this before.
70 up. So in terms of the sword, I do 23 doubled 46 magical slashing damage.
Okay, so you come in for this mighty swing. You see it slash right into the person, and then you just see the life get sucked out of them as they turn to dust as your blade passes through them.
What about the radiant damage?
And you notice that your wings have sprouted back out again, a glossy black.
What?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wait, what was that? Glossy black.
Glossy black wings. I actually quite like the new colour.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it was then 28 radiant damage from the smite.
Yes, you have completely turned the person to dust. Sucked the life out of them and crushed and kindled what was left into nothing.
I was hoping we could capture them, but find out what the hell's going on. But I don't think we'd even speak with dead in a pile of ash.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Okay, out of the crowd leaps a werewolf.
What?
Seems she was running for aid.
Oh.
Okay, so that would be a AC of 20,
Attacking who?
hitting Chevelle.
Oh, okay, Cheval.
That misses.
Okay, tries to claw you twice. That becomes a 21.
I think you have an AC of 23, so that misses still.
Then that also misses. So yes, apparently they can't get their claws through your newly blackened wings.
I need to figure out what's going on here, but we'll deal with the current threat and then deal with my changed appearance.
Okay, it is now Zal's turn as you see a werewolf snapping and howling and clawing at Chauvel, the black-winged avatar of death as it appears. What does Zal do?
Apparently my targets have changed because the one that I was going to try and shoot is a pile of ash now. So yeah, I'm going to try and shoot.
Well, you have an extremely clear target, completely outlined for you, with a shoot here at this angle for the best win result.
Yes, I know you're trying to get me to kill Chauvel. Can we please kill the wing first?
Put that sodding arrow away, you douche canoe.
Okay, so it gives a slightly higher thing. Maybe you can nick Chauvel on the way past to hit the werewolf in the chest.
That would be impressive. That would be impressive shot.
It's not very big. It's not very big as well. Because I know even if I nick you, you'll die. You're dangerous. Oh, that's not cool chat? Okay. I thought it was just literally then, but okay. It's not cool chat. It's fine. At this point, it doesn't matter. If it turns into a curse on you, he's probably just go straight up dead at this anyway. Yes, okay, so just kind of order aiming so I nick Chauvel. Can I try and aim her a bit higher so I'm not nicking Chauvel?
You can.
I'll do that, please.
Okay.
I don't get to kill him today.
So you don't get the advantage you'd normally get firing the arrow because you've avoided its advice.
Okay. I don't know, I can't remember all of this damage. This is fine.
I'm sure you won't hit Chauvel by accident.
Yeah, well, stop trying to kill him. I rolled a 19. It's just...
Okay, so you watch as the arrow that you aim slightly higher goes through, takes off some of Chauvel's hair, and embeds itself into the werewolf.
That was not a proposal. That was just a roll of dice. If you want the total, I'm happy to give the total back.
And roll damage. Roll damage.
Oh, roll damage. Okay. Sweet. Get rid of it. 16.
16. Okay.
Let's do 3d8. Excellent. Actually, I have a question. I think this level was actually able to get master, but I don't think I've updated my character sheet to reflect that because I was meant to go through my character sheet with you like ages ago, and I still haven't done it. So it could possibly even be 48.
Well, roll an extra dice this time. We'll see how we go.
Okay. I will roll an extra d8. It added a 1. So 17 plus 3 is 20. Sorry, 20 damage in total.
Okay, so you see the arrow bed right into its chest, and then a line of light as it flies back to you in an instant. And as it does, you see beating on the head of the arrow the creature's heart.
Oh dear.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Thanks, Mom.
As you see, it takes a moment for the creature to realize its heart's gone before it collapses.
Thanks, Mom. I always wanted a beating heart of a werewolf. It's great for alchemy, right?
Well, the heart continues to beat even though the creature has died.
Yes, I did say beating heart. I did say that. Because I kind of figured that.
So, you seem to have stopped the combat. You've absolutely annihilated the two people there.
I'm going to go back and retrieve Iron Fang.
Okay, you go back and Iron Fang is not there.
Oh, bugger.
Neither is the other two things that dropped.
Okay, look around. Can I see them anywhere? Detect magic if it'll help.
You're detecting magic in the region.
Oh, okay.
There's lots of
okay,
magic.
look around. What can I see?
I will give you I'll make an investigate roll.
Investigation. I've actually got that.
Zol goes up to the shield maiden of our party
And I'll use
and says, three items dropped when our friend Dimension Lord. We would like them back, please.
the second roll with the fortune fate point helped. I got to see 26.
Okay, so you're able to track them down to various members of your crew who picked them up.
Okay.
Basically,
Just trying to help.
Yeah, you dropped them, so they were going to use whatever it was that dropped if you needed help.
Okay. Well, politely thank them and retrieve Iron Fang.
So they say you should be more careful with your weapon.
Yeah, I will envisage it. You very good advice. Sometimes we make mistakes.
Yes, and the Shield Maiden does give you back the Windbane, even though she says it's a nicely made spear.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Josh, amongst the ashes, you find a scroll.
Okay. I read the scroll.
Okay, so it has words in a runic language. What languages does your character know?
What languages does my character know? That is a good question. I probably do not know what the hell is inscribed on this.
Has your character learned Haldanic?
No, I do not have help.
No, do not have hold on. I have Abyssal. But Common, so Alphatian and Thiatin. I have Abyssal, Celestial, Elven, Orcish, Primordial, Indian, and Traladaran.
Mm-hmm. Quite a few useful languages. Unfortunately, you don't speak local. Hey, you don't speak local, but you have a scroll.
Okay.
I have a scroll. Perfect.
Unfortunately, it's not a spell. Speak local.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it comprehend languages?
Now, comprehend languages no longer allows you to speak the language. It gives you a bonus on cultures checks to understand the language being spoken.
Oh.
I have both comprehend languages and tongues. Tongues only works on spoken, though, I think.
That is correct.
Sourcing.
Luckily for you, you have a crew of people who know the language, as long as you don't ask the big guy.
Okay, okay. Apart from Dagnar the Fool.
This one was 4 from 5G, so.
Right. Okay. I'll get our lovely bard person, who I'll probably...
Olaf.
Where wasn't?
I am Olaf. I know words well.
Okay, Olaf.
Olaf.
Here's a story for you.
Sure. The story reads... Hilda, important. A group of North Assembly scouts are trying to reach Boundless Stronghold. They may seek help. Full stop. Important full stop.
Okay, I got that.
Stop them.
Punctuation matters.
Stop them. Another full stop. Obviously important.
Yeah.
How? Question mark. Their person is puzzled. It is on you. Full stop. Another important point.
Mm-hmm.
Succeed or die trying. Another full stop. Very important statement.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, they definitely died trying, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Valhalla will not await you if you fail, and I got you to feed my wolves. That is a rather horrific thing, he says.
Yes.
Signed,
Oh my goodness.
Gudrick, with a G on a seal. So obviously he is G someone, Mr. G.
Does anybody know
Mr. G.
Does anyone know a Gudrick?
They do not know. He must be someone trying to thwart raiders. He may even be a Helvetian.
A Fathian, okay.
Well, the Helvetians would love to undermine the northern reaches, at which point they could just sail their armies through.
I think they're one of the ones I wrote down as I don't like the sound of them. I think they're in the... Yeah, I don't like them list.
Well, they conquered the known world before the Thyatans did.
Okay.
The Thyatans literally pushed them out.
Another bunch of conquerors, so they must be bad guys. Alphatians, yeah. I've written down bad guys. Yep.
And I thought you'd appreciate the bard's take on the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very good. He's probably very charismatic, but not so intelligent.
He put all his points into charisma and none into intellect. He's actually taken it as a dumb stat.
I was about to say, intellect is a dumb stat for that NPC.
As is his wisdom.
Oh no.
It's not for me. Intelligence is one of my best stats.
So both intelligence and wisdom are dumb stats.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't give it to the shield maiden of our boat, because I'm thinking she also knows the language, and she would also be intelligent.
She does say that she could have read it without the pedanticness of the idiot you gave it to.
I didn't have this role, I didn't really have a choice in this matter, but, you know.
In other lands, bards are actually quite literate. It's just maybe not here.
Well, it is a vocal tradition here.
It's a vocal tradition, which is good, which is a damn good tradition, I think.
And he didn't quite study the letters that well.
You should study your runes, I think.
He can read them all. He just doesn't quite put any, real store into things.
Okay.
I'm sure he's at that, 8th grade reading level.
So if we comprehend languages, would have helped him.
It would have. You would have understood it better.
Mm-hmm.
So, your captain says she may actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you know this Gudrick?
She does know a Gudrick who is. He has a tower somewhere nearby.
Tower.
Yep.
Ooh.
He.
Tyrants in towers. Yeah. Okay.
He works for anyone who pays him, and we believe he's been spreading Alphetean gold around lately.
Okay.
He was one of the people we were thinking of, going to next.
Okay.
I'd done my research.
Go to next for what reason?
Practice.
Practice. Oh, okay. Okay. Target. Oh, I get that.
It's why all our games involve feats of strength and endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
And alcohol.
Well, of course.
Okay.
There's much courage in alcohol.
Okay.
And stupidity, but much courage. If you can survive that, you'll survive anything.
Okay. I can sort of see the logic there.
On the bright side, our sacrifice to be has made his way to Valhalla, having died in combat.
So to be assassinated or murdered...
Close enough.
Close enough, okay. I wish you well.
That's what she's going to say. Whether it's true or not, she's happy to say she will sing his praise for Valhalla.
Okay.
As he's had a hard life and made a hard decision to sacrifice himself for the greater good.
Yeah.
And was killed to stop that happening.
Mm.
And unwilling, so died in, and a battle ensured, so died in battle.
Yeah, it did trigger a battle. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Oh, I can argue that case.
She's always happy to argue things as much as possible to say people should go to Valhalla.
Okay, you're right.
Doesn't matter, and for her, battle can even be a battle with a disease, a battle with something else.
I think this Gudrick the Alphatian has some questions to answer.
Well, she doesn't believe he's Alphatian. She just believes he's greedy.
Oh, okay.
But still, questions should be answered. She turns around to Chauvel and says, please don't kill this one. And then turns to Zal and says, and you too, not kill this one. We want questions answered, not bodies to pour into a hole.
Didn't someone yell, "Get the traitor"?
Get, not kill. Smack on the back of their head.
Oh, right, sorry.
Dear friends.
Yep.
And she says, luckily for us, it's only about 3 hours on foot along the cliff face.
Okay.
Are you ready to try to fix your wrong, she says.
I wouldn't mind a short rest, but otherwise, yes.
We can take an hour and then go.
Mm-hmm. Prepare, gather.
Will fixing the wrong deal with my wings?
What's wrong with your wings? She says. Weren't they always like that?
No, they were fiery and flamboyant and resembled the brightest flame. I'm very, very concerned that they are the darkest of black at the moment.
It's a very flamboyant black, though.
Maybe
Chauvel is half tempted to pray and just see who answers.
Just maybe you have gained the attention of Loki or one of the other gods,
or Odin even.
Odin unlikely to choose black as the color.
Oh, okay.
Odin's main color is white.
Okay.
So obviously you've drawn the attention of an opponent of Odin. if anyone, she does believe that your symbolism does match that of Hell, the Lady of Entropy.
Sounds all right.
Yes, who basically sends murderers and psychopaths back into the bodies of rulers' children.
Sounds more interesting than the body currently follows. Doesn't probably get the from.
But it may just be someone has cursed you, and I'm sure you can shake it free.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. After a long rest, she does lead you across a path along the ridgetop near the temple. Takes you most of the 3 hours to do so, but you have walked along the cliff a fair way to see what appears to be a single-story building with a big common room and a side room.
Okay. No, iconography, statues, symbols, or anything like that.
Seems to be a squat stone building with a wood wood ceiling above it, designed to deal with snow and storms held down by large rocks.
Seems very appropriate to the earth, actually.
And you do see milling around outside quite a few cell swords, or cell axes as they are in this case.
Okay.
So looking very much like that.
Okay, yeah.
You guys can sort of see that. I haven't got it up close for you though.
Like a Viking type warrior with axe and shield.
Sorry, Mark, can you just for that program?
Oh. There we go.
Ooh.
No.
They,
Pretty cool.
there's about 7 of them outside on guard duty.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So we're the whole crew. So we're like 15 people or something.
Well, she's left most of the crew of the ship, so
Okay.
no one takes the ship.
Okay. Yeah.
And she has led you along the top here.
Okay. So it's just the captain. And this is where Gudrick will be.
She believes this is where you will find Gudrick. It is the home that she was hoping to raid with the whole crew. But with all the unrest back where we are, she needs her ship protected.
Sure. Sure.
How do you believe we should do this, she says.
We could ask them to give up Gudrick. Or we could just take them out.
She does not believe that they will answer to reason. There are more of them than there are us.
Okay, well,
More to their folly, she says.
more therefore. All right, well, we'll just take them out.
And being all men, she is unlikely that they put any stock in female warriors. She's met their lack before.
Okay, well, let's just take them out then.
Can we show them the beating, like intimidate them with the beating heart of the werewolf?
You could. But they may not know what it is.
Okay.
So what would you like
That's
to
a bit.
do?
I mean, we could go the full frontal assault, or like these guys the people who are with, they've planned this raid for who knows how long. Do they know of any kind of secret entrances or blind spots that we can kind of, discreetly come into?
She says that on the side that we're coming towards, the main doors are on the other side of the building, but there is a back door into the wine cellar. Technically, between the four of us, we should be able to show them our vengeance and cut them down.
I could cast a spell to soften things up, the preparatory artillery barrage, before you go in and cut them all apart.
As she is definitely not one to trifle with, she says, looking quite the symbol of strength with her axe and shield.
Okay. Right. Well, I'll get ready in case they need to cast a spell.
I will join our comrades on the front line, and if things get ugly in melee combat.
Well, the two women shall show them, she says.
Yeah.
Yes, we shall. No one will stop us.
Okay, so she does ask if your archer is able to take out their sentry before he sees us, and then we can literally come at them from both sides and mow them down.
Sounds like a great plan.
She does not believe that the guards are that particularly capable.
Zalia failed Ranger is nodding in agreement.
Okay. She says she will make her charge as soon as your archer takes down their scout. As you can see, someone sitting up on top of the building, looking around.
I have a question. My other elven arrow returning, because I'm attuned to that, do I get advantage rolling that as well?
You do not get advantage rolling that as well, but you do get advantage on it. All it does is auto attune for you. I don't believe it gives you advantage. Let me have a quick look.
I have written that it rolls to advantage as well. But I don't. That was prior to you doing the magical items, so.
Well, technically, you do have another one that does advantage. Yes,
I have the long runner and the medalli, so I actually have two elven unbreakable arrows. Or at least I had two.
You still got two of the arrows made from the elven tree of life. That's the Horse Lord's arrow and the where is that one, Mister? The top one up there, Chauvel's Bane, is the other one.
Yeah.
So technically you have two of them, and you have Red Arrow, which is unbreakable. The Red Arrow's arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a few. I remember I gave, I think, one of my elven arrows away when you were redistributing, not away, but to one of the other parties when we were redistributing items a while ago. But I still remember I kept one or two, because I had like three.
And your bow also gives you +1 dice of damage.
Yeah.
If you're attuned to it, though, but you're currently not attuned to it.
Oh, do I have to be attuned to the arrow to do that? To the to the bow for that?
It gives you a +1 to hit, but it gives you an extra dice of damage if you're attuned.
Oh, okay.
So there
Right.
are always
So-
benefits for attuning, and the hard choice is what is it that gives you what you're looking for at a time. So over a long rest, you can swap your items around to say, this suits me better for today.
Yeah. Yeah. Which obviously I wouldn't be able to do today, but that's fine. No, I'm fine. Okay, so that's where I was getting confused with the D4, D4, 48 and the 3D8, because I think the 3D8 is the unattuned. So that's fine. Okay, I'll go with that. And I will have to maybe come around on a Sunday or something and actually like properly go through my character sheet and,
We will
and
have to do
update and update everything. But
that. Okay. So you
in
have
the meantime,
you have the scout on the roof with the battle axe.
yes.
Of course, the scout
so-
with the battle axe is always a great sort of person to be on a raised position.
Oh,
I have the
yeah.
high ground.
And the high ground is I get sniped from like a bush. So sorry, did you say that the elven arrows also have advantage, or do they not have that anymore?
The two arrows of life both have advantage.
Oh, they both have advantage. Cool. Okay, cool. All right. Because I do not believe that the person on the battlements is magical, which is why I was using my mother's arrow before, because I believed the archer before was magical, and
She
so was
was.
the werewolf, obviously.
They were both magical in their way.
Yeah.
And the shield maiden who got incinerated had achieved a major victory.
Okay.
She killed someone before they could fulfill the ceremony.
Yeah.
After the ceremony had started.
Uh, 28 to hit.
Okay, so that's a good hit. Roll your damage.
So it's 3d8. Because it's unattuned. Well, my bow is unattuned at the moment. 19 total damage.
19. Okay, so as you fire the arrow, you see it streak into the person, and then the line of it fly back to you, because that's what happens when you fire the arrows of life. And this one also now has a heart on it,
You've got a heart collection card going here.
but the heart's not beating.
It's just clearly like ripping the hearts out of people. This is fine, right?
As you see the body just start to slide off the roof as your captain starts rushing off to one side of the building.
Okay, follow.
What is Zal doing? And Chauvel, because Chauvel was Chauvel going to run as soon as the body fell?
Well, that's what the plan was with my female counterpart, was just like, once the scout goes down, we rush in.
Okay, so I will say that you both managed to do a run round the outside of it. You weren't too far away to be able to slow down too much. And if you... can you do a move as a bonus action for Chauvel?
I cannot.
Okay, so she reaches them before you do, and still has her attacks available.
Yeah.
Does Anton have a way to move as a bonus action?
I got a longer range, so I don't need to move as fast. But move as a bonus action. The only way I can do that is a what do you call it? Misty Step. But if I can't do Misty Step, I can only do a cantrip for an attack. I could do an Eldritch Prism, because that counts as a cantrip for this purpose. Depends on how they're grouped and where other people are as well. Because unfortunately, most of my spells don't discriminate between friends and enemies.
Okay, so you do see that up front your captain wades in with her axe and shield. She rolls well enough to strike one of them directly.
Mm-hmm.
As you see, her axe seems to light up with each hit. You definitely don't want to be on the other end of that one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so first one is cut in two with the sound of thunder separating the parts by quite a distance.
Doesn't sound like this is going to be a difficult fight.
And the second swing with her axe coming through is an even better hit. And rolled a lot lower, but actually survives a critical hit.
Okay, because that's some pathetic dice rolling.
Well, it went from 2 10s and another high number to 2 1s and a 3.
Yeah.
But hey, her axe digs right into the next person with also a concussive sound.
Mm-hmm.
Which then brings us to I will give each of you an initiative roll to see where you end up.
Well, I'm thinking this is like reaction or something, so I'll just use dexterity. 12.
Anton's on 12. What about Zal?
She's just coming back in the bathroom.
How about Chauvel?
19.
19 for Chauvel. Okay, these guys have... Apparently they did better than Chauvel. So she said Chauvel had a 19?
Yeah, that's correct. 19 for sure.
Can I use hang on, where's my character sheet? Can I use either survival or nature, because I'm still back in the bushes.
Well, I'm happy for you to use stealth instead. As you are.
Well, I'm not trying to be stealthy, because people know my position, because my arrow literally just gave me away. It's more the fact that I'm the really, but essentially I'm actually doing my job as a cleric and
we can see if how nature does for you. We'll do a nature roll.
Nature roll, perfect. I am not with the tree, apparently, according to Josh. 18.
An 18. Okay, so that means your captain is up first. She continues to hit the person she hit with her axe. That is a hit. I don't know how well she can actually miss these guys, considering she's been rolling pretty well. Okay, so she finishes the job on the first round. So that's 2 she has taken down. She goes for a third. Okay, that was 2 9s and a 5, so she has taken 3 of them out. As a bonus action, she attacks with her shield. Okay, so her shield catches. Natural 1.
So there's
Oh, wow.
okay, so she's taken 3 out.
And basically the person manages to trap her shield, putting her out of position. So it is now their turn. The person she has left herself open to retaliates. And does hit. Dealing 12 points of damage to the captain. There are 3 at Chauvel's side. One tries to swing, and he's not doing quite so well. His friend comes in to sort of flank, but not using actual flanking. If he actually had skills, he would have flanked you. But apparently it was enough for him to get through, hitting an armor class 24. Chauvel gets hit for 8 points of slashing damage.
Oh, that's cute. That's very cute. Should I let you know when I drop below 100?
And then the last one does a big two-handed swing to try to take off Chauvel's head, like he's seen in all those movies, I'm sure. And manages to completely miss with the swing.
Perfect.
But he had that you're dead sort of tone as he yells something at you in some sort of insulting language. And the last guy bangs rapidly on the front door.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's going to be good.
Chauvel, you're up. You have 3 people within weapons range.
Perfect. I'm going to slice and dice the You good, Yuke? Sorry. You were just making funny noises.
You keep reading it fun.
Chauvel will take the head off, the one that actually managed to, put damage in her.
Yep.
With a 27?
Okay, that is a critical hit.
Okay.
Let me have a look. What do I have in terms of spells? How many do I have? Yeah, why not? This one can take a first level Divine Smite. I'm still treating these people like the fact of the assassin archer that decided to say hi to us.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, these guys are all warriors and they have a single attack.
That's a bit better. So it is 14 points radiant damage and 32, 64 points of magical slashing.
Okay, so you basically take his head off, except that there's no separation. The head just disintegrates with the blow.
Yep.
And as you watch, the rest of the body just seems to be consumed into dust as all the life gets sucked out of it.
Oh, this is brilliant. Cool. I'm going to I'm just trying to think. Do I kill the one that missed me, or do I kill the correction is, do I kill the one that missed me and didn't say anything, and then torment the one that tried to be mean to me, even though I had no idea what they said.
Though you do notice that with the strike that killed the last one, you actually managed to heal yourself.
How many points did I heal?
So you actually managed to heal yourself back to full, as the life that drained from it went straight into you.
So,
Oh, wow. Healed that damage you just took.
Okay. I have a distinct feeling I know where this is going. It might put me on better playing terms with Zal, but we shall see. Okay. Well, in the end, what I'm actually going to do is we said that we believe that my wings were with the goddess of torment. Was that correct?
They just said you looked more like an angel of death.
Alright, cool. I'm going to go along the lines of death and torment then, with this character, if that's the way it is so far. So I'm going to then swing at the one that missed me but didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting an AC of 32.
Okay, that's another critical hit.
This one will also get a level 1, I'm assuming, necrotic vent / vampiric divine smite. Alright. So that is 29, 58 magical points of slashing damage. And then it is, then it's another 12 points of radiant, in quotation marks, damage.
You see that head also explode with the swing as the body just gets sucked dry.
And then I stare at the one who said something in a language I didn't understand.
Okay, so you find you have a bonus attack. Give me an attack roll.
Okay. 25.
Okay, you see your wings unfurl and stab him from either side. Roll a... I'll say that will be 3d8.
3d8?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Great Weapon Flame does not include on this?
It does not.
Okay, that is 8 points of I'm assuming piercing damage, magical piercing damage.
It is magical piercing damage?
Yes. 8 points.
Okay.
Plus strength?
Mm-hmm. Plus strength.
Then it's 13 points of magical piercing damage.
Okay, and as the wings unfurl from him, you see blood start spurting out either side.
Oh. I'm assuming they didn't have many hit points.
No, it has left a bleed effect.
Oh, I am quickly becoming the Angel of Death, which is brilliant.
Okay, so the front door bursts open as a guy with a rather nasty-looking cleaver is looking at the carnage in front of him and yells out a discouraging shout. And let's see if anyone in the party can make a wisdom saving throw high enough to not be discouraged. If anyone doesn't, A will be surprised. It would probably be a natural one.
Throw away natural 18.
have a figure plus 8. Yeah, plus 8.
So if you get at least 10, you should definitely be beaten.
I get to 29. Wisdom's my second best save.
So what did Chevelle get? On a wisdom save.
Just give me a quick second. I'm pretty sure I'm.
Well, I'll put it 26.
Zal is perfectly fine.
Perfectly
fine.
18, and I have a plus 8 to wisdom.
Should I roll 21?
Everyone's perfectly fine. The DC was 13.
Okay.
But that was his action. He yelled and he shouted.
Okay.
If the captain had come with her crew, that would have sent half her crew running in fair.
Yeah, okay.
So that definitely would have thrown the tide in favour of the other guy as far as things looked. Okay, so Zal, you get a sense that there is a target on the other side of the building. You're not sure if you can move to a point where you can see the target.
I get a sense of the target. How am I getting a sense of it? Oh, because of the shout.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I haven't heard of God. Actually, what language are they speaking again?
They weren't actually using words. They were just doing a howl of anger.
Yeah, okay.
Right. He was doing like an intimidate thing.
Dance of discouragement?
Mm-hmm. Alright, I guess, actually, would any of my magic, most of them have to be line of sight, don't they?
Most things need you to see the target to affect it, unless you do firewall.
No, I do have fireball, except for that would hit everyone else too,
And potentially destroy the building in the process.
yes, and I've been told naughty Zal, don't murder the dude, we want to talk to him. I guess I do. Can I do a double move? Does that be in line of sight of people?
A double move gets you in line of sight of people, and if you have a bonus action, you can utilize it.
I think the only bonus actions I have are with my I do not have Hunter's Mark as a cleric, despite the by.
Okay.
Sorry, Josh was thinking my other character. Sorry, let me just look at my bonus actions. I don't think I have any that are actually. Just my arrows returning and my bonus actions.
Okay, so that brings us to Anton as you get into position to assist.
Okay, so what can I? How many
There are
targets?
3 people still standing. One in front of the captain, one at the door, and one who just came out of the door with a impressive-looking rusted cleaver.
The captain's good. You know, one posing the captain's got some. Is caught her shield or something, hasn't it?
Caught her shield and managed to retaliate and hit her.
Okay, all right. I'll go for him. He can make a DC 19 Wisdom save.
I think that will be he can't make a DC 19 Wisdom save because he gets a +0.
Okay, well he might make it. He didn't.
4. That was a critical failure.
Okay, well, I don't know what the critical failure means, but actually no, it's D10s, not D8s.
If it does damage, then the critical failure means double damage.
Okay, double
on a
damage.
basic attack.
26 doubled is 52.
Okay, what sort of attack was it?
Eldritch Disturbance. It does force damage.
Okay, as you throw it, he just splatters in all directions.
Oh, okay.
Because you more than doubled his hit points in one attack.
All right, well, okay, that should free up the captain.
That has definitely freed up the captain as she's watching parts of the body go sailing over the cliff.
Well, she probably acts next. She can do something now.
Okay, so she goes for a shield throw
Okay.
and manages to hit the subordinate by the door. And the shield basically takes his head off.
Okay. All right.
And that was her bonus action. As her action, she tells the other guy to surrender with an intimidation. Not particularly intimidating, but he still surrenders.
Okay.
Because he's just watched 7 people get mowed down in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, less than a minute, that's for sure.
And as it is 11 o'clock, would you guys like to finish with the success in taking down the guy and finding out next session what he was up to?
Yeah,
That sounds very good. Yeah.
that sounds like a great plan.
Okay, so I'll put it on the end credits then, and I'll chat to you afterwards.